They don't belong, but because they did, something precious might just break. Sometimes the simplest things around us have the deepest lesson to offer, but we were too busy to notice. So we forget that life is constantly whispering its truth, even through the quiet corners of our everyday surroundings. Like how? Today I went up on my roof, the evening breeze was so calm, the sky quiet, painted in a soft orange and blue, and sun was almost ready to set. I stood there, just breathing and lost in a thought. And then sudden my eyes caught something. And that's, any guess? Cables. Yep, a whole mess of them stretching across the skyline. I know everybody knows about the cables we saw in everyday life, but you know what is special? They are so close, almost touching, running side by side, yet they never intersect. No matter how far they stretch, no matter how close they stay, they were never meant to meet. And you know why? Because if they ever did, they would short circuit. Things would break, system would fail, and sometimes staying apart is the only way to keep everything running smoothly. I'm not talking about cables, guys. And suddenly it felt familiar because that's us. We are just like those cables, so close, so perfectly aligned, walking the same path but still never allowed to collide. We were parallel, perfectly aligned, yet punished by design to never touch. So, just moral of the story is parallel lines are proof that even the closest soul can be cursed to eternity without ever colliding, because sometimes some bonds are meant to stay close but not connect. Not because they don't belong, but because they did, something precious might just break.